What's going on, team? Welcome to your bodyweight strength session. Now, if you don't already have them, you're going to need a bench or like a box or a chair and 2 bricks. If you don't have bricks, grab books, all right? So something that can be a bench, chair, box, and 2 bricks. If you don't have those, hit pause, go and get them, and jump straight back in. Otherwise, we're going to go straight back into things. We're going to begin in a kneeling position. We're going to get into our wrists, all right? Fingers facing out to the sides, shoulders over wrists, and rock your shoulders from side to side. We're going to be spending a lot of time on our hands in this class, all right? This is kind of like calisthenics inspired, which is basically bodyweight strength training. So we're going to spend a lot of time on our hands, eventually building up to a handstand. Who knows, at the end of the 6 weeks, you might be rocking and rolling with your handstand game. But also planche holds, push-ups, pulls. We're looking at all of that through these types of classes. Turn those fingers back towards you, rock backwards and rock forwards. The further your hands are away from you, the more difficult this is because you're trying to keep your palms down. All right, if you type a lot, then your wrists might get tight, and a lot of stability issues and mobility issues that people think they have actually are coming from their wrists and not anything higher up. So it's a vital part of the body to be prepared to movement. Turn onto the back of your hands, fingers facing towards one another, and again rock from side to side. Now, I don't mind if this feels mildly uncomfortable, but we don't want it to feel super uncomfortable, right? So only go within the range that you've got, and you can look to work on that space. Beautiful. For another 5, 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself up to kneeling. Take your hands out in front of you and make fists. All right? Now pull the tops of your fists towards you, then pull your knuckles towards you and your fingertips towards you. Try and actively pull them. All right? Star's nice and big. Then make fists, pull back to star. Look how I'm sort of unfolding my knuckles each time, creating that space. Squeeze your bum slightly, get used to that, and think about your hips hugging underneath you slightly. Now do this nice and quickly. Stars and fists. Forearms want to start to burn. For another 5, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. We're going to take it from our wrists to our ankles. I want you to try and sit down into your ankle position here. Toes facing backwards, bum sat between the ankle, all right? If this is painful, just rock in and out. 2 of the most overlooked parts of mobility, wrists and ankles. We're hopping straight into them. We're doing single leg squats today, meaning we want our ankles to be working for us. If you can, bring yourself back to your forearms. Spend a moment, squeeze your bum. If you can, bring yourself all the way back, but stay with that squeeze in your ass, all right? Don't just dump into this position. Trying to get the front of our quads working. For another 5, for another 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring yourself forward, staying in this kneeling position. If it's uncomfortable on your ankles, come into an upright kneel. Otherwise, stay down. Kneeling cat-cow, hands behind your head, pull your elbows apart, chest forward, and kick your ass out to make a Kim Kardashian ass. Chest forwards. Now close your elbows, hug your hips underneath you, and round that spine out. Push the hips away, that's called an anterior tilt. Tuck the hips underneath, that's called a posterior tilt. With the upper back, the top is called retraction, pulling the shoulder blades towards one another. Then we're into protraction, pushing the shoulder blades apart. These are 2 really key movements for body weight strength. Your anterior and posterior tilt, we spend most of it in our posterior tilt, which is this, and protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. Get that spine moving for another 10, for another 5, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Place your hands in front of you, come into a high plank. Big hands. Imagine each hand's trying to pick up a basketball. By that way, you would pick your hands nice and big, grip the fingers into the floor. Shoulders stacked over your hands. Push the floor slightly to find that protraction. All right? And then think posterior tilt, so not hipping your hips away, hug them underneath. You're going to do some protraction and retraction here with your scapula. You're going to drop your chest between your shoulder blades and then push away to separate the shoulder blades. Try not to move your hips. If this is the first time you've done this, it will feel a bit peculiar. But once you get it, really good for initiating that movement in those shoulder blades. For another 5, you're going to step your right foot outside your right hand. 2, 1. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Take a little bounce into that hip. Prepare it for what's to come. Like I said, we've got single leg squats today, so you want those ready, focusing a lot on single leg strength. Take your right hand, reach it out as far as you can in front of you. Then circle your right hand over towards your left hand, and then take a big spiral and open. Beautiful. Reach it out in front of you, swing it across, big spiral and rotate. 2 more times. Reach it out, reach it across, spiral and open. You get a little rotation of that hip as well. Beautiful. Change sides. Step that right foot back. Left foot comes forward. Take a rock. Take a bounce. And then reach your left arm forwards. Half moon it to your right hand. Big circle open. And again, reach it forwards. Reach it across. Big circle rotation. Drive that hip through. Give me 2 more. Reach long. Maybe drop your shoulder a bit lower in your shin this time. Reach across. Big open. Give me 1 more. Excellent work. From here, place your hand on the floor. Step that foot back. 4-second eccentric push-up. That means 4 seconds to get to the floor. Hug your elbows tight. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Hands out in front of you. Make fists. Forehead towards the floor. Lift your arms as high as they can and hold. Reach out of your forearms. Reach out of your knuckles like Superman. Squeeze your bum. Keep elevating through the back of the shoulders. 3, for 2, 1. Excellent. Bring your hands back in. Shoulders are warm. Bring your wrists right to your knees. Kneeling tucks. You can stay on the tops of your feet here or you can turn over. It's up to you. Pushing hard through the floor. Drag the knees up your forearms and then push up as high as you can. Bum high. Drag up. Push bum to the sky. Drive your chest towards your thighs. You can turn your feet over. Drag. Maybe you can get them up to your triceps. Push and extend. Give me 2 more. Lock your elbows out. Are they locked out? Your elbow crease wants to face forwards. Excellent job. Starting to warm up everything through that space now. I want you to come onto your back. We're going to go into what's called a diamond hollow. Take your feet towards one another. Allow your knees to fall apart, opening through that groin. Now try and find that posterior tilt. So see if you put your hand underneath your lower back. See if you can tilt your hips to crush that hand. Okay, that's your posterior tilt. Now lift the top of your back off the floor, top 3 vertebrae. Lift your feet, and remove your hand. Keep pulling those knees apart. Now reach your hands through the middle. Okay, you might notice your knees start to drop towards one another. Try and keep them apart. Keep this back flat. Reach through. Keeping that flat back, take your arms over your head. Imagine pressing the floor. Pull those feet together. Separate the knees, flat back. Keep reaching. For another 5, 3, 2. We're going to take this into a candlestick. Knees come towards your shoulders. You can use your hands on the floor. Push forward, find a squat sit. Rock back, rock forwards. Use your hands if you need to use your hands. Great job. If you're feeling confident and competent, maybe come onto one leg. Excellent job. Another 15 seconds. Remember, you can use your hands if it's single leg or double leg. People always like try and do things without their hands. You were gifted them, so use them. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Shift your butt towards the sky. Take a little rock out of those hamstrings. Belly on your thighs here, so bend your knees if you need to. For another 5, 3, 2, 1. Roll up to stand. A couple more drills here. Take one arm above your head, reach the other hand down towards the floor. Nice and tall. Lock out your arms and then switch your arms from side to side. Get nice and big through that shape. Driving overhead, driving down towards the floor. Free them up, free them up. For another 5. For another 3. Coming back down into your squat. 2, 1. Excellent. Drop back down in towards your squat. You're going to take a double rock forward. Place your hands on the floor if you need to. You're going to try and rock your knees forwards and drop them back. Don't worry if your heels don't come all the way to the floor at the back if you're still working through that squat sit. Rock forward, rock back. If you can do it without your hands, rock forwards, rock back. We're looking at ankle dorsiflexion here. Knee coming over our toes. Also big toe dorsiflexion. That is vitally important for all mechanics. Running, walking, climbing, squatting. Super important. For another 5. For another 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Set your feet a little bit wider. Take your elbows into the inside of your knees, toes out to 10 and 2. Push into your hands to drive those elbows apart. Lift your chest and hug your hips underneath you. Push those knees apart. Excellent. Now squeeze your knees into your elbows slightly to find a bit of activation for your groins, your adductors. For 10. For 5, try and pull them apart. Try and pull your knees away like I'm pushing them. Release your hands in front of you for 3, 2, stand up. Squat in and out of that position. This is your last warm-up drill. If it's easy, step your feet a little bit wider. Open those hips, drive through, chest big. Newfound respect for ballet dancers. For another 5, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, take it back, whip those arms back and forward. Keep doing this for another 30 seconds. I'm going to explain to you what's going on. So you keep going, I'm going to stop. Starting with a 4-station circuit. After that 4-station circuit, we're going to break it up with some core and pancake work. That's not edibles, that's mobility. Then another 4-station circuit and some more pancakes. All right, this is a strength class. Think of it like that. Some of the bits are going to be quite intricate. Make sure you're focusing in on how you do things. We can always get better each time we work on this stuff, all right? Stop swinging those arms. Grab a quick swig of water if you want it. Here are your 4 drills. For drill number 1, you're going to want your bricks, all right? Single leg squats. Depending on your range, you set these bricks as high as you want. If you're using books, stack them high. So I can stack them to a high point. I can even make it even higher here. Or I can set them a little bit lower, lower still, or get rid of the bricks. Got 30 seconds per leg. I'm going to stand to the side and slightly in front of my bricks here. Other leg, I bend and pull my heel towards my bum. I lean forward, my belly's going to travel towards my thigh, my knee's going over middle toe. Tap and come up. Tap and come up. If it's easy, get rid of it. Tap and come up. All right, if it's still easy, remove completely. All right, that's drill number 1. 30 seconds on one leg, straight into 30 on the other. To change legs, you literally step over to the other side and go in. So you've got 30 seconds each side of that. I should have said at the start of the class, but it says in the information below that you're going to need a stick. If you don't have a stick, you can use a band or a towel. If you're using like a towel or something, make sure there's tension on it. Okay, so make sure you're pulling it apart. Second exercise, you have a couple of options here. If you're in a gym and you have equipment, you can use a pull-up bar or an inverted row. I'll show you that in a second. If you don't, and you've got your towel or your dowel, these are called dowels, they rhyme nicely, you're going to do a prone pull. Leaving your feet on the floor, squeeze your bum, pull it into your chest and back away. Pull it into your chest, back away. But I'm always thinking about pulling the stick apart as I pull. All right, your elbows coming into the sides of your body like that. Got 2 more drills to explain whilst I'm doing them. Try and find your squat sit and try and rock your knees over your ankles. Keep moving for me. So that's your option. If you are in a gym and you have, say, a TRX or some rings, you can row, or you could also give me pull-ups, if they're in your repertoire, all right? So that's pull of choice. Third exercise, which we roll straight into. So if you're on a pull-up bar or something, just hop straight onto the floor. We've got down dog tucks. Down dog position, bum to the sky, heels towards the floor. Don't worry if the heel's elevated, and you can bend your knees slightly, driving chest through. I'm going to pull my knee towards my armpit. I'm not retracted in my shoulder blades, I'm protracted, pushing, getting as high as I can, and my heels towards my bum. Down dog, tuck. Notice how far forward my shoulders come. That's your third exercise. Fourth exercise, staying on this theme of shoulders, is a planche hold. You're going to turn your fingers out to the sides and take your head as far forward as you can and your shoulders as far forward as you can and hold. I'm in full protraction of my scapula. That means my shoulder blades are separated. I'm through, my hips are tucked underneath me, and I'm as far forward as I can. 15 seconds rest, 30 seconds to then recover. We go again for 3 rounds. We're starting with the single leg squats. I will talk you through it the entire time, giving you a few adjustments each round. Alrighty, team. I'm starting in 15 seconds, 30 seconds per leg, 15 seconds rest. 30 seconds of either lying on your front, prone pull, or a pull-up, or a TRX row. Straight into, no rest, down dog tuck, and the planche hold. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Standing on the one leg, bend the other, drop the chest forwards, tap, and come back up. Okay, notice how my chest comes towards this leg and stands back up. If it's okay, remove that spirit and come in. You can remove completely and drop all the way to the floor. Okay, if you want to go even further than that, you can take a pistol squat, where you drive that leg forward, drop the bum down towards the heel, drive back forwards. You've got 5 seconds, straight in to the other leg. 3, 2, 1. Step to the other side, straight away, let's go. Don't waste time. It's always tempting to spend a little bit of time there. Drive your knee over your middle toe, chest coming forward. Remember, you can remove. You can go to floor, or you can go to pistol. You've got 7 seconds. You're going to get 15 seconds rest to set yourself up for your pull exercise. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Setting yourself up for your pull exercise. I'm going to demonstrate the one with the dowel, but if you have a pull-up, feel free to go and grab it. 5 seconds, 30 seconds, and then straight into down dog tucks. Whatever you're holding here, pull it apart. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze you up. Lift and back. Pulling it into your chest. Ten seconds. When you're holding the dowel here, you can just release it in front of you. If you're on a pull-up thing, just turn around and get on the floor. 3, down dog tucks. 2, 1. Place it. Down dog. Roll forward, heel to bum, knee to armpit, push the floor. Step back, down dog, other side. Getting our core here and shoulders. The higher you get that knee, the more it demands of your core. 5, 3, 2, turn the hands out to the side, shoulders forward, head forwards. Tuck your hips so they're not sagging. Shoulders forwards. You can go tops of your feet if you want. You've got 7. Can you come further forward? Push the floor, round out the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Relax yourself. 30 seconds rest. We go again. You got the hang of it now? So now you know what you're doing. Now we try and make it super sexy for 2 more rounds. Single leg squats coming up. Know how many bricks you require or books. Set it at the right height. We are going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Bend, drop in, stand. Lovely stuff. Strength training is not about tons of reps, right? It is if we're trying to condition a position. But right now, we're looking at max strength in this position. So I'd rather you search for more range and get less reps than be comfortable with where you are. If you're somewhere near a pistol, you keep the brick there, drive the leg in front of you, set your bum on the brick, stand back up. You can also use your hand. 2, 1, change legs. Shave over, step it over. So if you want to use that hand, watch me here, I'm dropping in, find my hand over my long leg, push through. In order to be able to full pistol and find lots of space in your single leg squat, yes, you need lots of quad strength, glute strength, but you need ankle mobility. Because from side on here, if you watch me when I pistol, my knee's coming all the way forwards to drive up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds rest. Pulls. I'm going to talk through pull-ups, just in case anyone is doing pull-ups, but otherwise stay on the floor, squeeze the bum, pull that towel down, pull it apart, put it to your chest. 2, 1. Pull-ups, you can take any grip, but I want a dead hang. Even just hanging is great, but then you pull your elbows to your side, chest come all the way through, come all the way down. This is the same if you're on like a TRX row, inverted row, same thing. Full line of the arms, okay? Full reps. 10 seconds, you're straight into your down dog tucks. 5, 3, if you're on the bar, take it to the floor. 2, 1, down dog tucks. Take your shoulders forwards. When I do it, my shoulders hover past my wrist, and I'm pushing the floor like I'm pissed off at it. I'm hugging my heel to my bum, and my knee into my abs, all right? Top of the thigh wants to have a conversation with your six-pack. 7 seconds. Into our planche hold in 3. So nice to say. 2, 1. Turn those hands out. Tops of the feet maybe. Maybe you can turn your hands backwards slightly. Push away. 3, 2, 1. Relax there. On that planche, you should feel your core, shoulder, working that wrist mobility. All right, all of the good stuff. Taking ourselves into end ranges and getting real strong there. If you like lifting weights, amazing, but bodyweight stuff will give you the best foundation to move properly with weights. I promise you that. Body weight training kicks my ass twice the way that weight training does. Going in 5 seconds, last round of this. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Be brave with your range. It's okay to fall over backwards if you're trying pistol squats. It's okay to wobble. One thing I'm a big advocate of is barefoot training because it improves the balance. Massive stability stuff going on here. My foot's strong enough to hold that stability. All right? That's why you'll notice me in barefoot. In every session I coach, 5 seconds, we change leg. 2, 1, step over. Excellent work. Like I said, we've ruled out the wrists and the ankles at the start of the class. If you don't have good functionality beneath you, you're going to struggle with anything above. And our hands and our feet are always the things beneath us. So if your ankle doesn't work properly, it's going to be hard. If your foot doesn't work properly, balance is going to be hard. Pressing and pulling, if you don't have the wrist strength, it's going to be hard. 2, 1, relax there. 15 seconds rest. And those things are controllable, right? Daily bits, moving correctly, will improve all of that. Back to our pulls. I'm going to come back to my stick, by all means, on the bar. 2, 1, let's go. Maybe take your hands a bit wider this set. I keep doing these not facing the clock, which is really annoying. Having to look under my armpit. 5, straight into down dog tuck. 2, 1, straight in, down dog, roll forward, push the floor, heel to bum. Be strong, be strong, be strong. This is about millimeters, right? Fighting for every little bit. Don't be content with your knee just dropping down by your forearm. Push, get it up. Get control of your body. Some of the strongest people in the world, those gymnastic Olympians and stuff. Control of body weight. 5 seconds, we've got one final planche. 2, 1, turn those hands out. Body forward. Don't sag your hip, tuck it, drive it forwards. Beautiful, you got 7. 3, 2, 1. Hoi. Great job. You've got 30 seconds to grab a drink, and then we're going to meet on our bums. Promise you this bit's not too intense, so you don't need heaps of recovery. All right, we're going to come into a pancake position. Legs wide. Gang, I've trained barbell work. I did it for 15 years, and then I turned more to kettlebell and body weight, and my control of my body is so much better, and the things my body is capable of so much better. Focus on the detail of these things, and your body will perform functionally way better, I promise you. In combination with the other stuff, sure, but not on its own. Take your legs wide. Usher them nice and wide. Beautiful. I make sure you take your chest and reach forward a few times. Reach forward, reach forward. If you're really struggling, sit on a brick. You want to try and tuck your hips away from you to drive in. For another 5, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Frame your left foot. If this is impossible, close your legs slightly, lean forward, lift up and back down. Control. If it's impossible, close the angle. You'll find you have a bit more space. Try and lean forward. We're looking at our hip flexion here. Driving from the top of our quad and our hip. This is the money right here. 5 seconds. Changing side. 3, 2, 1. Change. You can deadlift 200 kilograms, but if you can't lift your hip up, you're leaving yourself exposed. Functional, functional, functional. That's what these words mean. The body able to do things. 5 seconds. Going back into those fold forwards. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Spread the leg. Drop forward. Come back up. Drop forward. Come back up. You can have your arms out. If you want a bit more, arms up. And back through. 5, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Frame that left leg. Chest over it. Rotate that thoracic. Let's go. Ay, ay, ay. You should feel it right up here in this intersection here. If you're cramping on the top of your quad, great. You're in good company. Lots of others are. 2, 1, change sides. If you cramp, just shake it out. Come back to it. I promise you, you will get better. First time I did this, I couldn't lift my foot off the floor. If you're struggling, bend your knee. I should have said that earlier. 5, 3, you're getting a drink. 2, 1. Relax yourself. Grab yourself a drink. And whilst I explain what's going on. You know the rules whilst I'm explaining. Can you put yourself down in squat sit? Squat sit? A squat sit. Get those mobility gains whilst I'm talking, all right? Single leg split squat. Box, bench, whatever it is. Set your foot on it. Now, ideally, I like you on the top of your foot here. If it's really uncomfortable for now, you can turn these under. But try and be here. Hop yourself forward slightly. My back knee is going to go down towards the floor and back towards the box, all right? Coming in and away. Only bad thing of training barefoot is when your foot's up on a wooden box. It ain't too comfy. Don't be worried to lean forward slightly and drive this knee forward slightly. 30 seconds per leg. If you want to add something, you're going to take a reach. It's my left leg, my left hand comes down, my right arm comes over. Just adding a bit of a lateral line there. 30 seconds on, quick change of leg, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds rest. You're going to grab your stick again, your jumper, your towel, whatever it is, and you're going to do end range shoulder lift-offs. We did them in the warm-up. This time using the stick, you're going to lift and hold for 5 seconds. Forehead down. If you want to be really fancy, try and tuck your hips underneath you and squeeze your bum. Lift as high as you can. Hold for 5 seconds while trying to pull the stick apart. Come down, all right? 30 seconds of that. Then you've got 30 seconds straight away of a stick crunch. You roll onto your back. You can use your towel. Knees in. Exhale. Try and get it over your feet. Come back. So I'm really fighting, pulling these hips in. Same stuff as we did in those pancakes. If it's impossible, imaginary towel. Pull these knees in. This is called hip flexion here. That's what we're trying to improve along with our core. You're then going to get 15 seconds to recover. And you're going to give me some diamond handstands, all right? Don't freak out at the word handstand if you've never done them before. You're going to get there, all right? Sumo squat we did earlier. Think of that with your leg position. And then on the floor, we did a diamond hollow. That was soles of the feet together, arms above our head, all right? We're going to try and create that on our hands. Long arms, pushing the floor. I start in a squat. Your heels can be lifted. Rock forward. Push your hands onto the floor. You're going to push big like you did in that tuck position earlier. Push. Try and slap your feet together. Don't worry if that's there, all right? This is a journey. Eventually you push through, grab the soles of your feet together, and come back down, all right? 30 seconds of those. We're starting in 10 seconds. You're going to put your foot on the box, 30 each side of a split squat, all right? If you don't have a box or a bench or something, or a chair, I find that hard to believe. If you're at home and you don't have a chair, it's probably been a shit lockdown for you. But if you don't, just have your back foot on the floor. 2, 1, let's go. Knee come down, drive. Knee at the front, trying to track over your middle toe. Allow this back hip to open, my knee to go back towards the box. These never get nicer. Like, I can pistol squat, I can do all stuff. I still hate split squats. If you want a bit of extra, reach that top arm over. But that only comes if you've got integrity in the position. 2, 1, change sides. Put your foot where your other one was, step the other one back, that way you'll be in the right line, drive through. Oy. Remember, if you want more, hand up and over. Just challenges that stability. You got 7. 10 seconds rest coming up. 3, 2, 1. Grab your stick, or whatever you're using. I'm going to face the camera this time. Makes more sense. Arms at shoulder width. Forehead on the floor. Squeeze your bum, feet together. 2, 1, lift your arms as high as you can, hold for 5. Imagine pulling that stick apart. Back down. Lift. And down. Can you get higher this rep? Down. 1 more. Lift. And down. Little movement that packs a punch. 10 seconds rest on your back. Stick crunch. 2, 1. Let's go. Pull this knees in. Up and over. Hip flexion. If you can't get the stick over, don't worry. Get rid of it. Imaginary. Try not to have your feet touching. Try to have your feet at hip width. Knees at hip width. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Diamonds are forever. All right. Big hands. Push the floor. Be aggressive. Soles of the feet clap. Don't overthink it. 3, 2, 1. Good. Don't overthink it. Push the floor. Straight arm. Big hood of that back. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax there. Alrighty. I always say handstands are the cherry on top of the gluten-free vegan cake. All right? Like the cake and the layers, that's my shoulder range. That's my core control. That's my hips. Yeah, that's the important stuff. That serves me way beyond the gym. The handstand itself just looks fucking cool. All right? And it's very fun. All right, split squat. I'm gonna use this block to not tear my foot apart this time. Going in 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Drop in and away. Oh, that's so much better. Drive that knee back towards the box. I want this hip opening whilst this quad is working. To swap legs, which we're going to do in 10 seconds, simply place your rear foot on the same line as your front foot. 3, 2, 1. Front foot in the same line as your rear one was. Drop in. Remember, if you want a bit more, reach that top arm up and over. Other hand dangles over. So if my right leg, my right hand comes down the side, my left arm reaches up and over. Only add if you're in control. People, whenever I say that, everyone adds. Make sure you've got control. 2, 1, shoulder lift-offs. Take a deep breath. We're going in 3, forehead down, 2, 1. Let's go. Lift and hold. Bit higher than set 1. You know this position. Now squeeze your ass. And down. Pull your groins together. Lift. And down. Lift. Imagine pulling that stick apart. Down. Give me one more. Ready? Lift. And down. Roll onto your back. Stick crunches. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pull these knees in. Push out of those arms. See how my arms have to be straight in order to get over. That's a good habit. All right, pushing. Often in high plank position, handstands, we have these little bends in our elbows. As I said, that might stem from your wrist, but it can be habitual. Push to lock out. 5, 3, 2, 1. If that diamond handstand wasn't for you at all, you're going to hold your diamond hollow instead. Otherwise, we're going in 5 seconds. Move with me if you want to, or go on your own. 2, 1. I rock forward, big hands like I'm picking up basketballs. Shoulders come over wrists. I push the floor, slap the feet together. The push comes from the arms, lift comes from the hips. Oi, overextend. Five, 3, 2, 1. Hey. Again, we got one more round, and then we're finishing with pancake stuff. And then you can finish it probably with pancakes if you really want. We're going in 7 seconds on our split squat. If you are at home, Or if you're in the gym, you can weight these split squats. Hold them if you want to. That's great. I'm happy for you to do that if you want something extra. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Bear in mind in the program, this might be the first time you're doing this session or the second time, all right? If it's the first time, you know that next time you pick this session, there's split squats. If you want to take them a bit further next time, put your foot on a higher box or add a small weight, all right? Or add that reach. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Straight away. In you go. Searching for the brick ain't easy. Fantastic drill for running. This. Control of our patella, our knee. Making sure it's tracking. Ass firing to get it into place. Opening of that rear hip flexor. It's got it all. 5, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Last set of your end range lift-offs. Give me height. This time, 3 8-second holds. We're holding for longer. Make sure you breathe before you lift. 2, 1. Let's go. Get higher, get higher, get higher. Imagine someone's pulling it up. And relax. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Lift, 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 lift. Pull that stick apart. Don't settle. 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale. And go. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. 3, 2, 1. Last set, stick crunches. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Get me some. Reach out of these arms. Push them out of these sockets. Pull this knee so hard. Imagine you're trying to crush something with your hip flexor. Pull it in. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax there. Last set of diamond handstands. Then we're into our pancakes. In 5. In 3, 2, 1. Big hands, shoulders over wrists. Push, find shape. Great job, gang. 15 seconds. You got 10. You got 7. Maybe give me one more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring that ass down. One more time on these pancakes. I like to use my arms to shuffle my legs. I don't naturally get my legs too wide in this. All right, still a big work on for me. Think about rocking onto that pelvis. So you're rocking forward. It's like your hip bones are rolling forwards in their sockets. All right, drops in 2, 1, let's go. Drop, come forward. One thing I like to do with pancakes is every sort of 3 months take a photo of where I'm at and then see how my progress is going. Because mobility is very much based on feel, and we often don't understand how much better we're getting. So sometimes a photo gives us that sort of pat on the back. It's not like weights where you can go heavier or presses where you can do more. So take photos. Rest there. Slight difference in this hip lift. Frame it, bend this leg, pull it to your shoulder, kick it back. If you want more, don't let it go on the floor. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Pull it in, drive it away. Again, like you're crushing something in that hip. 3, 2, 1, change sides, turn it over, pull it in, step it away. Pull it in, step it away. Remember, it's impossible. Close that angle, you'll get more space. Working our core, I like to think of the hip as part of the core, all right? They all sing to one another. 7, 3, 2, 1. Keep these legs wide, gang. You can use your bricks here if you want to settle the brick or put on it. We're just going to finish with a little pancake stretch. Maybe you can settle your forearms down. If you're like this, super upright and nowhere near it, bend your knees like that and take more of a fold and try and scooch your ass back, all right? Another thing I like to do is put one hand behind me and the other one in front and sort of scooch my bum forward. Then I'm in a position where I can fold. Like I said, equally sit on a brick. You can reach your arms out, be nice and heavy. If you do have your legs bent, you can then push to straighten them as you pull your chest down. You might find a bit more space. Excellent, gang. I want 4 breaths in through the nose and out of the nose. Two more. Really relax into the stretch on that exhale. My mat keeps making farting noises. I promise it's not me. That's one of the benefits of recorded classes, that if I did fart, no one would smell it. And on that bombshell, we are done. Gang, I said a lot in that class, talked quickly, said a lot, but I really want people to think about what they do when they're doing these things and why. If you can have an attachment to the drills you're doing, especially bodyweight things like this, if you can have an attachment as to what you're doing and why you're doing it, you're going to focus way harder and you're going to believe in it, all right? These hip lifts, these things like that, they might look like, nah, what am I getting from that? That's not going to give me a six-pack. That's not gonna, it's going to give you a body that can do everything. So do it. I promise you, it'll get you in the shape of your life, moving the best you've ever moved. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one.